All right, good morning, everybody. Certainly hope that you all are having a good early Saturday morning. I do. I'm about a half hour early. I got some stuff to do today. I'm going to the movie, so I got some running around to do this morning. Of course, our corporate structure here in Kentucky, we don't open up till 10 o'clock. So I'll be here with you for a nice little hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes, and I got to go get my hair cut, or as I like to say, get my wig split. But ultimately, I'm going to talk about a few things this morning. First things first, appreciate everybody being here this morning. It is early, I know it. Make sure that you get your, why in the world is this not working? Hold on. There we go. I don't know what was going on. Okay. So, yeah, let me go ahead and just want you all to take a look at some things here, because things are changing. They're changing extremely fast, and I want to go ahead and make sure you hit the like button as you come in here if you don't mind. And I want to put this story up here. I need to finish my water so I can just wake my brain up. Wanted everybody to see this. This is important, I believe. And how come my chat box isn't on? That's odd. Let me go clean. And let me show platform icon. I don't know what that means, but okay. All right. So if you're watching from a different spot, it may give you a different icon. But wanted to show you this because Split Fiction is a game that some people are interested in. But this question came out yesterday, Valentine's Day, because people were still working. I mean, you're all supposed to be ripping off the headboard. But so you all can see this. Will Split Fiction, here, let me see if I can blow this up for you here. There we go. But a game that I'm interested in is that I saw at Sony Showcase the other day was Split Fiction. And I think J-Dub has talked about this game and some other games as well. So big shout out to J-Dub. But as Split Fiction, it says, will Split Fiction come to Xbox Game Pass and EA Play? Here's some good news for console players. So, but let's go right in. It's by Hazel Light Studios. Yes, I'm very interested in it. It does seem like a cool game if you like co-oping. And remember, It Takes Two. Hazel Light won, I think, Game of the Year for It Takes Two, or was nominated. But I want you to see this right here. Is Split Fiction available on Game Pass? And guess what? It's not. Sadly, Split Fiction will not be available on Game Pass day one, according to Insider Gaming. The announcement trailer, which aired during the Game Awards 2024, never mentioned the game being on Game Pass at launch. So again, this game is looking like it ain't gonna make it to Game Pass, as I still think, and multiple people were saying this. So I want to give I definitely want to give credit to those content creators. Make sure that they get it. Game Pass, more and more developers are going to start skipping Game Pass. Game Pass by default, because Microsoft has 44 studios or 30, it's something crazy. They no longer need it. I mean, they have enough to sustain Game Pass. They can release 2 AAA games every quarter. They can release 8 AAA games a year if they set up their cadence right. They can set their cadence up right. They will be able to do that. So, interesting to see how that's going to work out. And so Nick's in the house. Albert, what's happening, brother? So he says, good morning. Appreciate it. He says, yeah, It Takes Two did win Goldie. Okay. Yeah, I thought it won something. So, all right, cool. And everybody, for some reason, only cares about Jeff Keighley's awards. If you don't know, what's the name of that game again? Astrobot. It won Game of the Year at the DICE Awards. So it clearly was the darling of the generation, or of the years, a flavor of the year. So congratulations to Sony and its Sobe studio. And but moving, wanted to address that, get that out of the way, because a couple of people had asked me about, was It Takes Two, is it going to be on, or It Takes Two, is that game going to be on there? And the answer is no. Also, congratulations to JTech TV, who stepped up and he got himself a OLED TV. He bought the B4, the TV, the LG B4, not the B4 like before and after. He bought the LG B4. He seems to really be enjoying it. So, it is what it is. And so congrats to him. And he's taking screenshots and all that stuff with Aloy, my favorite snow bunny, Aloy. So, but shout out to him. So congrats him on that. And so kind of moving the ball down the road here. I want to give you my state of play Sony Showcase reaction. I'm going to congratulate MBG for finally taking his chat back from these incels. I don't know if you all saw, but remember those incels, those what do you want to call those anti-woke people, whatever you want to call it? Assassin's Creed Shadows pre-orders is at the same level as Odyssey, and Odyssey is one of the biggest selling Assassin's Creed games ever. So that people didn't listen. People, Ubisoft did a good job marketing. They kept they kept showing little 30-second snippets of each character going into their backgrounds, things like that. Now the game is tracking extremely well, and it sounds like they're going to have a legitimate GOTY contender on their hands, and we'll have to wait and see. So, yeah, the B4 ain't no B2. Yeah, the B4's got a better panel. It still only sits better. It still sits in a dark. Don't put it in a bright room. Just make sure you have it in a dark room. You'll be fine. It's fine in a dark room. So, or keep your shades down, stuff like that. However you want to put it. So, but yeah, where was I at again? So me, the showcase Sony just had, I'm going to give it, after watching it and looking at it and looking at the games that were there, the gameplay we got, the release dates, I'm giving it an 8.8 out of 10. I personally saw a crap ton of games that I'm going to be playing. The game that I voted, this is just me, I voted best in show, was Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye looks like a more action-based cyberpunk game. And cyberpunk had a lot of action, but did you all get? I got cyberpunk vibes. So, oh, okay, Ice Queen. Yeah, I hope you feel better. I know there's something going around. It's knocking everybody down. Don't feel bad. So. But yeah, glad you're here, Ice Queen. Happy belated Valentine's Day, by the way. So to everybody, but to you, Ice Queen. Hopefully you keep your head up there. I hope you feel better. So moving on here. So I'm giving it an 8.8. I saw a lot of games that I want you all to put. If you watch the showcase, I want you all to put what game stood out to you. Like, what was the game that you were like, oh man, I got to get this. For me, it's Mind's Eye. And that's just me, so I'll go first here because I'm not going to ask you all to do something that I myself wouldn't do. So I'm going to put in Mind's Eye. And that name could change. That's a hokey name for a game. The other game that I thought really that I'm tracking now, I got my attention, is that game from Supermassive. I forgot the name of the game. 8020 or 2080 or Tree Fitty or something like that. I'm looking into following that game. The two games I was disappointed in not seeing there, and it's just me because I'm tracking these games, is Exodus and Judas. I thought for sure Judas would be there. but it wasn't. But you know, I'm buying Lost Souls Aside. I'm buying Mind's Eye. Because we saw the whole thing. We saw games coming out in 2026. The reason why Kojima's game wasn't there, Death Stranding 2, which I'm gonna buy, is that it gets its own deep dive in next month. Next month we got Death Stranding. We got what's the name of that? Daredevil. Daredevil is coming out. Daredevil, the Marvel version of him now, that will be back on Disney Plus. So we're cooking. You know, we got plenty coming up here. So what I enjoy more about it is that they show release dates. They show games coming out in 2026. We know that we're getting MLB The Show. We know that we're getting Madden. We know that we're getting college football. They're about to announce the new college football here like any day now. Like right before it's NFL, I would say training camp. NFL Combine starts like next week or something like that. So that's when there's a very good chance they'll make the announcement somewhere in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So we know we got that. You had Death Stranding. Remember, its own deep dive. Borderlands 4. I heard MBG saying things like, and this is why, you know, this kind of ties in with the toxicity stuff. I heard MBG saying something because I watched his podcast yesterday, saying something like, I don't like the fact that Sony is doing this with a studio that's doing a multi-plat. But if Sony is marketing the game, why not give the game its own time to shine? You see what I'm saying? That helps sell the game. You know, looking at, and again, I've never played a Borderlands game. I heard the movie was dog shit, so I'm not going to watch the movie either. And but overall, I think it's a good idea to sit down with the developers. And when Sony is doing that, Sony is doing their own version of Dev Direct. They're talking to the devs. The devs are able to sit down, break everything down for us. So I really hope they do the same thing with Assassin's Creed, not Sony, but I hope Ubisoft does like a 15-minute just deep dive in the game. And, you know, because it's tracking well, it's doing well. And shout out to what Lono said yesterday, Reforged Gaming. I love making these guys, watching these guys lose. They're trying to grift. They're trying to take money from you. And so, yeah. So, but overall, I gave the show an 8.8. What did you give the Sony showcase that we just saw? What number did you give it? For me, 8.8 out of 10. Let me put that in the chat. 8.8 out of 10. So that's what I gave it because I like the release dates. I saw anywhere from 10 to 12 games I'm going to be buying. So Lost Souls Aside looks insane. What's that other game? Something Annihilation? That looked crazy as well. That looked like Stellar Blade. We also got, maybe you all don't know, Astrobot. And again, I don't play Astrobot. So, because I don't know if its name is Astrobot or I Am Astrobot. It keeps on saying I Am Astrobot. Astrobot, they dropped 5 free levels. For all you all who are playing Astrobot or have played it, they dropped 5 free levels for you guys on that game. All right, we saw Lost Souls Aside. We got a release date for it. We know that Kojima's game, Death Stranding 2, is coming. All this is happening Q1. Okay? Death Stranding, Lost Souls, that's all in Q1 for Sony. And since Sony is publishing these games, and because those dumbass Xbox fanboys said them publishing the game is the same as them owning the game, which it's not, but going by their own logic, not mine. It's not my logic. It is Xbox fanboy logic. So, with that said, Sony is publishing Death Stranding, so that makes Death Stranding a first-party game. They are publishing Lost Souls Aside, so that makes Lost Souls Aside a PlayStation game. Again, this is not me saying this. Then you have MLB The Show. All that is April, May, and June. So when you hear people saying Sony's games, what's their roadmap? I just saw their roadmap, and I loved it. You know, also, I do like the fact that that this is just me personally. I prefer the state of plays because they can just say, we're going to do a state of play tomorrow at this time. That way there's no time for anything to leak. People are like, well, how come Sony didn't tell us a week in advance? So that they can prevent leaks. If you just tell some people something's going to happen, that's not enough time for them to get any kind of information out. So, but again, put a one in the chat if you saw, let me put it like this. If you saw 5 or more games that you're going to purchase, whether it's on sale or at full price, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. So I'm going to start with myself. I'm going to put a 1 in the chat because I saw at least 7 to 10 games I'm buying. It is what it is. It is what it is. So Nick gave the show a 5.5 out of 10. Okay. Albert gave it an 8.5. Dr. 12 Evil gave it a 7. Capono gave it a 7. Okay. Capono, you got that 5090 yet? You got your 5090 yet? Hopefully you can buy one for Marlon because he's struggling to get one. So you all enjoyed the show. See, the show was for gamers. Remember, I told you there were going to be I told you in 2023 that there were going to be things happening coming up, Sentinel events, I called them, that were going to separate the gamers from the fanboys. And that's what you're seeing right now. You're seeing it. So I'm going to refer all to just me. I'm going to refer going forward to State of Play as a showcase because it's a gaming showcase. All they did was show a bunch of damn games. And they showed 30 games in 40 minutes or 35 games in 40 minutes. You also got Stellar Blade, got a PC release date, and it got DLC announced. Or was it DLC? Was it? I can't remember. Was it DLC or just more outfits? Well, anyway, they had an announcement. So if you're playing Stellar Blade or like me, I've only played the first hour, maybe hour and a half of Stellar Blade. So I'm going to go check that out, probably starting today. There's no more NFL football. I'm mad. So after I get done watching the Black Captain America, make sure you all go check out the Black Captain America. Okay. It's actually pretty good. It's got I'll say some things here. They're introducing adamantium, and you do need to watch the Eternals if you want to really follow it. Watch the Eternals. If you haven't watched the Eternals yet, watch the Eternals first, then go see it. Okay, so make sure you go check it out though. And I know Ice Queen. When you feel better, it's open in England. Make sure you go get a ticket and go have a pint. And, at the movie theater. Man, that's what I want. I want to take in a cold one. So yeah. But if you didn't see, and what game did you see, you just kind of like, ugh. I didn't really see any game that made me go, ugh. But I saw at least 5 to 7 games that I'm going to be buying. And so... and I want you all to understand Sony's quarters. And shout out to Porter Rock, who's done 2 great videos on this. And he's going to have a podcast today, this afternoon. He was still working on getting his special guest. Not sure who he got. He hadn't heard back from him yet. So he's working to get a special guest on. I told him I would sit in as the special guest if he can't get a special guest. So make sure you all are subbed to Porter Rock and J-Dub and Extreme. I think everybody's done a really good job here over the last few days of just letting you all sift through the information that's come out. Again, we knew it was coming. We knew they were going to have a financial boom because we could see the numbers coming out from the stores. And that's who we follow. And that's why it seems like, again, when you listen to us or one of us or 2 of us, whatever, you're on the tip of the spear. We're not behind the times, okay? We're telling you all what's going to happen. Porter Rock's the one that coined the whole slate. I think he did it in 2023. So now you're hearing all these people say the whole slate. Shout out to Porter Rock. He brought that into the vernacular, so to speak. And, me and J-Dub, we've been saying for a while. I know I've been saying for a while, Microsoft was going third party. But now we're here. They're doing it. Forza's coming. How many of you all put Forza on your wish list? And then how many of you all going to buy Forza just to spite the Xbox community? It's going to buy it just to spite them. But it's all coming. There's 2 huge announcements in April. I'm just going to leave it there. Huge announcements in April for Sony. Again, entering Q1 for Sony. Meaning that the fiscal year for Sony is April to March of the next year. So the next year it'll be 2026. It'll be February 2026, right? But Sony will still be in Q4 of 2025. That's why when Spider-Man came out, like in November? It's like, why'd they put it out so late? Because they wanted a push into Q4. They wanted an injection into Q4. So Nick is buying it just to spite. He's gonna turn crossplay off too. Well, I'll be buying it. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but I'm definitely buying it. If it's on a wish list, I think it's going to come out in the next 6 weeks. Like, it's pretty much ready to come out. And also, just so you know, Starfield and Killer Instinct are already on the PlayStation Store. They just haven't activated it yet for you to wish list it. But it's there. It is there. So, of course, we're waiting on Microsoft Flight Sim with VR support. That's what, me and J-Dub, me and J-Dub are waiting for that. So, can't speak for nobody else, but me and J-Dub have actually kind of talked about it. It's like, yeah, we're going to get it and get that. So, Scoop in the House says, Hell Is Us. Yeah, that's another one. Shinobi, Darwin's Paradox. I did look at Darwin's Paradox again. And that 80-20, but that ties of it. Yeah, fire. Yeah, Sorrow's fire. Now, I didn't care for Returnal, and maybe I'm missing something, but did she get double life? Because my character, she died and she came back. It's like, she got double life. I mean, her name is Chocolate Thunder. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that her name? Because, if you die, don't you come back? That's double life, So, that is double life. But it looks like overall, you all enjoyed the showcase because you're gamers. That's why you enjoyed it. So don't feel bad. You're normal. You're normal. Your pH is perfect. Now, I gotta call out some bullshit that I heard, but I'm glad he said it, which is Marlon Gaming Nation. I got sent the clip, so don't string me up, Capono. Marlon has finally come out and said that we're getting remasters, but we're not getting remasters to the games that we want. Now, I'm going to say it again for Marlon and the people that are following him, if you're here in the chat. What he says, he means himself. Period. Because, again, I'm going to buy the Days Gone remaster, even though it's not one of my favorite games. I also understand it's like when the MCU first started, and it's like you had to go see one movie to help get into a certain profit so that the other movie could get made. Make sure you get the likes up, people. Come on now. I know it's early, but get my likes up. We got to do a little bit better on the likes here. So, and again, I'm going to do a member stream today. I'm going to do a come fly with me. I'm going to do some flight combat for you guys. And have some fun with that, but make sure you get the likes up. That's all I'm asking. Get the likes up. And I'm not don't want your money. You don't need to give me your money. So the gold thing is turned. I don't even use it hardly. So I will have a donut. Like if you all want me to get a 50-90, I will do a dono war. Okay, but that's the only reason I do it is like, and I'll make this full confession. The only time I will turn on that donation thing, the gold thing, is when I'm going to upgrade my PC. That'll be it. Because my PC, thanks to you all, has been crowdsourced, funded, and you all have, now I got a 3060, so I can do, what's the name of that? Whatever they do, that NVIDIA thing, a DLSS or something. I can do that DLSS, DLAA. That's because of you guys. I do appreciate it. I don't want to make it, I'm not a complete asshole, so I do appreciate you all donating for that, okay? It's kind of specifically. Yeah, Soros was fire. Yeah, the 80-20 game. I wonder if that's going to be straight action, or is it going to be like those super massive games where you're choosing, like you hit the X button or you hit the circle button. something like that. So we'll have to wait and see. But I am glad. I want to make this clear first that Marlon said that, because you all have got to really understand that what he means when he says we're not getting the games we want remastered. What he really means is that he's not getting the games that he wants. There's a lot of people who thought, and I wasn't one of them, but I was saying I don't know what a Days Gone remaster could do. Remember, I literally just said that last week. And I said because those guys, I mean, now, and then they showed the modes. I'm like, okay, well, here's what I would have done. And this is just me. With Gears of War, they have a horde mode as well, and you can play with like 3 other people. What I would have done, and this is just me, I would have done a co-op horde mode where you just take on different hordes with different people. You kind of like you go out like in Helldivers, you got 2 or 3 of them, and you got all these missions you have to do, something like that. And then do it. I would have done something like that. You know, that way, like me and say Leo, Jimmy, and Hurricane and Nick, we could all play, and then we all, you know, do a horde, bitch. Oh, we're gonna do 2 or 3 hordes here, and then we do them. That's what I would have done. Now, here's another thing I really hope they have, because I got my fingers crossed. In The Last of Us Part 1 remaster, I don't know about Part 2's remaster yet. In The Last of Us Part 1, if you buy the remaster, the remake remaster for PS5, okay? Which means they're going to take advantage of the PS5 hardware. Now, the other Days Gone, if you want to call it Days Gone for the PS4, that's on the PS5 backwards compat, they take advantage of the PS5 by doing a different refresh rate, and they put it to 60 frames per second. And let me make this clear. Days Gone being 60 frames per second, it needed to happen. That game needed it the most, like the flat most. So you have, what Sony has done is they take PS4 games, Horizon Zero Dawn, The Last of Us, now Days Gone, remastered, and there's a PS5 version of it. This is hard to say. I'm really trying to say it where I can even understand it. So the PS5 version has new refresh rate and 60 frames per second for all those games I just named. The PS5 built-in version, PS5 Pro version, has more of those things. So what I hope they do with Days Gone, and those times I said I hope, I'm not saying they better do this. I hope what they do, because in the Last of Us games, if you play the Last of Us, you play the remaster, you accumulate points. And as you accumulate points, when you replay the game for replay value, you can change the clothing, you can change the clothing, you can change the guns, you can change the weapon, you can do all that because you accumulate points. So when I was playing it and I was showing that to you guys, you all were commenting like, oh, Ellie has on a different shirt. Joel has on different pants. You're right, and you were correct. But that is because they gave that to us as an option after we finished the game the first time as a replay. I'm desperately got my fingers crossed for Days Gone, because those dudes are wearing the same clothes they were at the beginning of the game. Remember, they put the woman that had been hurt, they put her on the helicopter. They put her on the helicopter, right? They had on the same clothes that they had on the whole time. Like, they don't ever change their clothes. So I'm like, at least, and this is one thing I do like about the PC community, they modded Days Gone where you could have different clothing. They modded it so that you could change the clothing. I'm like, why can't we change the clothes if these 2 guys are out here calling it the shit? Their words, not mine. So all these people who said Days Gone deserved a Days Gone 2, you better go and buy this game. You better buy and support the remaster, because if Sony sees that you all are still supporting the game heavily, maybe they do a part 2. Of course, I don't know what it could be, because to me, Days Gone had a beginning, middle, and end. Had a beginning, middle, and end. So that's it wasn't in like The Last of Us when Ellie asked Joel what happened, and Joel said it didn't work, Ellie, and Ellie said, oh, okay. But that was open-ended. So now they got to do a part 2, So But Days Gone had a full, had a full first, second, third, even into a fourth act. Because I was like, golly, this is getting long. So, Scoop says bring Killer Instinct franchise and Gears. Well, the whole slate's coming. It's just a matter of like Sick Humor has that song. The whole slate's coming. So, but remember, Sick got the whole slate from Porter Rock. Porter Rock, at least as far as I know, Porter Rock did a video in 23 when he was talking about Tim Stewart, the CFO of Microsoft, and Porter Rock was like, look, you don't go and talk to an investment bank about saying that Sony and Nintendo are no longer going to be your competitors or whatever he said. Porter Rock was like, yeah, the whole slate's coming. So it is what it is. Hurricane says the games from what he saw the state of play is, okay, Monster Hunter Wilds. Okay, I keep forgetting they showed that. Y'all, you like a Dragon Hawaii, Metal Gear. Yeah, see, I forgot about Metal Gear, but I'm buying Metal Gear. Now, let me ask you all, is this a remake of Snake Eater? Or are they calling it something different and it's a remake of Snake Eater? Or is it a totally new Metal Gear game? I'm asking because I'm confused about the timeline. Also, if you don't know, Metal Gear is woke because Snake's mentor is a woman. The boss is a woman. So I'm just saying, Snake, the game is woke. So, and this, remember I told you all, if you don't go woke, you will be going broke. So everything's going to be woke. Split Fiction, woke. Everybody saw it. You know what I'm saying? So everybody saw it. It's going to be woke. All right. We know Intergalactic is woke. So we know it already. Assassin's Creed is woke. So you all better get ready. So you're saying it's a remake of Snake Eater. Okay. What's up, Mike? Let's see here. Nexus Chronicles. I haven't seen some of you guys in a while. Days Gone looked the same. You were watching a compressed YouTube video. No. That's not what I'm saying. I've got Days Gone for the PS4. It's backwards compatible on the PS5. What they did was they did a new refresh rate and it's 60 frames per second locked. It does not come off that 60 line. It does look better because of the refresh rate. Of course, my TV, I have an LG OLED. My TV is refreshing at a ridiculously high rate. And so, but what it doesn't do is it doesn't take advantage of the VRR, like the one that's being specifically built for the PS5 Pro and the PS5. So, okay, it doesn't take advantage. So there's like there's a PS5 version that's backwards compat. And then you have a PS5 version that's being specifically built to take advantage of the PS5. So, which is what we told you guys Sony was going to do. We were like, they're going to take all these games they had on PS4 and they're going to remaster them. I said it, and I got it from Hip Hop Gamer. Shout out to Hip Hop Gamer. Okay? So, Hip Hop Gamer, I got to get him back on. I got to talk to him about that remaster engine. Man, that engine was just a monster. So, and I'm going to ask him about does he know about any games coming over? We'll talk about that. Maybe have him on for about 45 minutes. I know he's a busy man. So, shout out to El Rahim. Man, you're talking. I like it. You get the Order 1886 remaster. Didn't sell well enough. That didn't sell well enough. And you all got to understand, and you all have to really start respecting this. What you all like, somebody else may not like or care about. All right? Seriously. I went to a Super Bowl party. They had chips and salsa. I brought my own Doritos. I brought my own bag of Doritos because I prefer Doritos to chips and salsa. And there is nothing wrong with chips and salsa. And I ate some chips and salsa. So, Nick says he'd actually want to try Flight Sim if it was VR. Yeah, I mean, and we got our fingers crossed. We have no idea if that's going to happen. We know Flight Sim is coming. We know that. So, Capono says he thinks Marlon just tries to be entertaining. I don't deny that. I mean, I want to make this clear. I'm not attacking him. I'm just glad he said exactly what I've been saying, which is it's not a matter of what you guys want. He wants these things. He wants them. And he will not delineate between himself and what he wants. Like I just said it. I would like Microsoft Flight Sim to come out on PlayStation with VR. Okay? That doesn't mean, but I'm only speaking for myself. Now, J-Dubs did say the same thing, and J-Dub speaks for himself, but we agree on that. This doesn't mean that Hurricane wants the same thing. This doesn't mean that Scoop wants the same thing. This doesn't mean that Leo Jimmy wants the same thing. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that they won't go try the game. They just may not care if it's in VR or not. But I can't sit up here and say, we. No, me. Me. So, and I want to give a shout out again to MBG, who said he's done. And I knew the financials would move a lot of people. So, and it moved MBG. MBG is no longer going to be saying Sony needs to do X, Y, and Z because they've sold 75 million consoles, for Christ's sake. And then, that turned into an argument. So, yeah, I'm still reading this here. Metal Gear, Sonic Racing crossover, Mind's Eye, WWE. Yeah, see, I'm not interested in WWE at all. Ties of Annihilation. Yep, I'm buying that. Only Moshe, probably not. And then Lost Souls. Yeah, I'm buying Lost Souls Aside. Yeah. Definitely gonna buy Lost Souls Aside. I'm getting Final Fantasy vibe. So, but it's almost impossible to get a 5090 at the moment. Yeah, I know, but y'all gotta get one. Now, if somebody gets one, you don't have to. I was gonna say you can give it to me, but I'm good. I am thinking about getting a 3080. So if somebody can tell me if there's a huge difference in the 3080 and the 3060, like, is there a huge difference, or should I just get a 4070? Should I just go ahead and my next GPU be like my next CPU is gonna be like is it the 3700X maybe? Or 5800? I may get that and then get the 4070. That could be it. That could be it. So let's see here. Remaster engine is going to be insane. Yeah, I mean, I showed that video that Hip Hop Gamer had out a few months ago, and that was insane. I'm like, is that even real? I couldn't believe what I was looking at. Like, I literally couldn't believe what I was looking at when I was showing that to you guys. So, some game. Yeah, Scoop, again, if you like games, State of Play was the showcase was for you. It was for people who game. I mean, and like, I love what Lono said. I'm just going to paraphrase. These guys put out this narrative of what they want to see. Then they don't see it, and they're already mad in the future. I think that's what he called it. They're already mad in the future. Their future self is already mad because they want to be able to come back. And I keep telling you guys, they're coming back online to get validation. And what they are going to say is, well, we need to see gameplay. And if they see gameplay and it's an alpha and it don't look good, they're going to attack it for that. If they see beta gameplay and it looks decent, they're going to say, oh, okay, but we didn't get a release date. You see what I'm saying? Or not a release date, or, a release window. And if they got a release window, they're going to say, well, they didn't give us a proper release date. They just gave us a window. And they're always going to say something. So Sony figured that out. Sony figured out and said, okay, you want to shut these guys down? You just don't give them anything to talk about. That's why I love what they did with the State of Play, we're just going to give you 1 day warning. That way you can't be out here speculating that you're going to see Wolverine. You're speculating you're going to see Intergalactic. Speculating you're going to see, and again, the Sony's publishing is on fire right now. And we now know, based on Sony's financials, these guys were stunned. Okay, but I got told by Persona that Sony was going in the wrong direction. Now let's look at our numbers here, and you all are going to render the final verdict on this. Is Sony going in the wrong direction? Let's look at our numbers. Let me put this up on the screen here. Well, that was anticlimactic. It's not even here. Hold on. Let me do that. Let me do that. I have to pull it back up again. I got to pull it out. So, let's see here. Here we go. Let me see if I can pull it up like this. Now we're gonna go to CNBC, which is everybody can agree is CNBC is a business channel, ain't no fanboy channel. So we're gonna use CNBC, and let me go here. Let me go to screen capture. Let's make that small. And, okay, boom. There you go. Sony, because again, remember you got told they're going in the wrong direction, but Sony has raised full year forecast. That means the year of 2025. They've raised that forecast after solid PlayStation 5 sales in the holidays. So PlayStation 5 sales includes the Pro. Remember, you all were told ain't nobody gonna buy the PS5 Pro. It's too expensive. Well, a lot of people went out and bought the PS5 Pro. I bought 2 of them. Okay, I got 2 of them. So I pulled a sick humor. Now I want you to look at their numbers, and remember, you were told they were going in the wrong direction. This is CNBC. I'm sorry. So this is a business marketing investing site. This ain't no insider gaming. This ain't PlayStation blog. This ain't Windows Central. This is a business application website with a business story on it. Now we're going to talk business. Okay? Key points. Sony raises full year forecast after solid PlayStation 5 sales in the holidays. Now remember, you were told by IGN, who is they're just outright lying at this point. I can't believe I'm saying that. They're purposely misleading people. I'll put it like that. They said that the sales has slowed down. Oh, well, obviously that didn't sit well. It says here, Sony said it now expects sales for a full year 2024 to hit 13 trillion yen. That's up 4% from its November forecast. So what this means is that, if you don't understand this, Sony at the end of Q2 or Q3, I'm sorry, at the end of Q2, they said, okay, based on our information, Q3 we're going to sell this amount. But they overperformed. They sold 4% higher. Okay. All right. The Japanese technological giant also raised its forecast for an annual operating profit that to 2% to 1.34 billion yen. So this people are like, well, 2% ain't a whole lot. Yeah, it is. When you're forecast to come in beneath that, pause. When you're forecast to not make that much, you come in underneath it. That 2% is a big deal because you're beating expectations. You're beating market expectations. Sony sold 9.5. There used to be a rapper in the rap group Black Sheep that called himself 9.5. So Sony sold 9.5 million units of its PlayStation 5 console in December quarter, up from 8.2 million in the same period a year ago. So you probably based it on this number, your projection, and you probably forecast it down. Like, we sold 8.2 million. Now we're not going to sell no more. Maybe we sell 8 million. Maybe we sell 7.7 million. That's the way that went. But when they came in and said, we sold more, that's it. Those are your key talking points. So, says here, revenue 4.41 trillion versus 3.77 trillion. 4 is more than 3. We all know that. That was up 18% year over year. Now remember, you have been told Sony's going in the wrong direction. You have been told that the console stuff is down. But look, I want you to look at the numbers. Okay? Operating income, 469.3 billion yen versus 404.2, 21 billion yen expected. Okay? So here's your projection. Here's your projected number. This is what they expected to spend to get. Here's what they got. So they got more. So that's up 1% year to year. And also top analyst estimates. I haven't read this yet. How did I know that was going to say that? Okay. These aren't facts. These are just thoughts that make you go, okay? Sony said it now expects sales for its full fiscal year to hit 13.2 trillion. So we won't know this until April. This is when everything ends, I think. So that's the reason why Kojima's thing is in March, because April is when Sony, that's Q1, boom, they want to get a shot in the arm. Kojima batting leadoff. Kojima, one of the most brilliant minds of gaming and storytelling in the last 50 years. He's batting leadoff for Sony. Sony's publishing his game, therefore it's a first-party game, according to the Xbox community. Their words, their rules, not Craig's rules, not Craig's words. All right? I know there's a difference in owning the company versus publishing it second or third party. I know there's a difference, but these Xbox cats wanted to fuck with that, so we fucking with them. What is it? Fuck around and find out. Now they finding out. Dig? So the Japanese technological giant also raised its outlook for annual operating profit by 2%. See, when you're raising things, that means you're going in the wrong direction. All right? I'm sorry, you're going in the right direction. Now, if things are being revised down, and this is after Concord flopped, but yet look at what you got. That's how strong their brand is. It says the games and network services division total 237.9 billion yen in the fiscal third quarter, growing 16% year over year. Does that sound like a company that's going in the wrong direction? What's your answer? What is your answer? I want the chat to lay down the final nail in the fucking coffin. The only way you can determine whether Sony or anybody is going in the wrong direction, it was going to take years to find that out. We now have been going 3 years.
Craig, the SOP was great. Keep bringing back my action games. If Sony wants to keep with live service 3 fit Warhawk, SOCOM, MAG.
And when Gears and Halo come, the console war continues. But in PS versus Xbox battles SMH.
There is no console war. Shout out to you for the 20, Leo, Jimmy. What would somebody say? The big body 20 coming from Jimmy Leo, coming in heavy-handed. And I do appreciate it, Jimmy Leo. You are the man. I appreciate you. And let's see here. Give Jimmy Leo a thumbs up, everybody. Says, State of Play was great. I'm calling it a showcase. Keep bringing back my action games. Sony wants to keep with live service 3. Here's 3 Warhawk, SOCOM, and MAG. I thought MAG was backwards compatible. And when Gears and Halo come, console war continues. No, I mean, once the console war is over. I hate to break that to you guys. The console war is over. What's up, Decimi? Said Capono said it's impossible to get a 5090. Is that real? Is that real? And also, GTA 6 has not come out yet. So can you imagine when that game comes out, how many PlayStations they're going to sell? Shout out to Roberto Serrano. He reported over a year ago that Sony and Rockstar got something cooking. Again, we'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to sit there and say that they have. I've revised my own statement here. Let me revise it for you guys. I do not know if Sony is going to have marketing rights with Grand Theft Auto. They probably do, but I can't say for sure. And I'm not going to be the one being told he's a pretty man if they don't. So I'm just going to be like, okay, we'll have to wait and see. I'm always a wait and see type guy. So it's kind of reiterates Sony sold 9.5 million units of its PS5 consoles in December quarter, up from 8.2. You mean we just kind of read this? This takes PS5's total lifetime sales to 74.9 million. Here's where you're getting the 75 million from. If you don't know where they're getting this number from, there you go. 75 million. Based on Sony's results for the most recent quarter plus previous years. The December quarter is a key period for Sony, covering the popular holiday shopping season, which is often the most lucrative time because that's when consumers spend the most. If you want to know why you can walk around a store in October and there's Christmas stuff out, it's because they know that putting you all hearing Christmas music, they know that will help you spend money because it puts you in a good mood, and you're in a good mood, you spend more money. That's a psychological, social psychological fact. So that's why you can go walking at the mall in October. I went walking with my woman, and we went to Macy's. We just went go walking in the mall, and they already had Christmas stuff out. It wasn't even Halloween. So it says here that the December quarter is key, and we got that out of the way. The previous quarter, Sony raised its sales guidance for 2025 fiscal, revising its forecast for revenue up slightly to 12.7 trillion yen from 12.6 trillion yen. Anytime that people hear you're making more money, you become a safer bet. All eyes were on Sony's gaming hardware business Thursday. In its fiscal second quarter, the firm said it sold 3.8 million units of PS5. I remember this. It was down 22% year over year. Here we go. Sony released the PS5 Pro last year, an upgraded version of the PS5 machine, which has been out since 2020. Nintendo reported weaker than expected results in its fiscal third quarter and slashed its forecast for the Switch console. The Japanese gaming giant also, again, released a teaser. Switch 2 it's been announced that more will be revealed in April again. So they're going to take a piss on Sony's. It's going to be Sony against them because Sony's quarter, their year starts as well. So my question to you all is Sony going in the wrong direction based on the numbers? All right. Jenna Hayes in the house. Happy belated Valentine's Day, Jenna. I certainly hope you had a good one. And Jenna is up early. Shout out to Jenna Hayes. She got up and made breakfast and everything. Hey, says, Craig is the OG from the days when you could beat your kids. Well, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. You didn't smack them around. Got to get them tough. Yeah, give the DEI and Sony haters a nice old-fashioned dude. Yeah. I mean, I've never seen anything like it before. They lost. Assassin's Creed doing well. Sony's doing well. And, Sony going full woke. The Marvel movie, Captain America, the Black Cap. That's making money. That's gonna do like 80 million this weekend. So we're good. We're fine. You all just had to remember, they're grifters. We're gamers. We're grifters. They're gamers. That's all there is to it. And that showcase we just saw from Sony, it validated. Oh, there's that word. I had to use it. It validated us making ourselves gamers. Remember, we left. I can't speak for yourself. I left PlayStation Nation because I wanted to play all my games. My flight sim games. I love my Mass Effect game. Even though I can play Mass Effect on PlayStation, which I'm going to do a PS5 playthrough of Mass Effect. People been asking me to do a complete playthrough. You dig? So I'm going to do a complete playthrough. Probably play. As a matter of fact, I'll start that tonight around 6 o'clock. So 6 o'clock Saturday night, I'm gonna do a Mass Effect playthrough. I'll do 6 to 8. So then maybe if somebody wants to hop on and play Helldivers or something like that, let me know. Capono, who said they were going in the wrong direction? Persona Speaks on 60 Frames No Lag said that Sony was going in the wrong direction. This was years ago. They lost $500 million on Concord. Well, now we know they did. Okay. Now we know we did. These channels be lying. We should unsubscribe from IGN. Well, yeah, I've never been subscribed to them. I don't read their stuff anymore. So they can do better without a PC pair. Yeah. Well, we're going to find out. I think they're going to announce something in April or May about what they're going to do for PC. There's a rumor going around about a showcase. They're not going to do a showcase. There's no reason for them to do a showcase. And here's why: is because it makes their developers get on a separate timeline instead of just developing the game. They have to build a certain demo for the showcase. I prefer them do a deep dive. when Insomniac is going to do Wolverine, I'll be like, yeah. Are they going to do a deep dive? Yeah, because a deep dive is the equivalent of the director's direct, which that Microsoft does, that I do enjoy. Because they take an hour, they get 4 studios, they give each studio 15 minutes to talk their shit and get their shit off, and that's what they should do. So, let's see, GTA 6 gonna cancel. It may steal Christmas. You know what I'm saying? And that game is going to be something else. That's all I can say. And just get ready for it. I still think you're gonna be at 60 on your Pro. I'm standing on that. I'll die on that hill for you guys. So, Scoop, in short, Sony is doing just fine. Yeah, we know. I mean, we all know because we see the numbers, right? But I was told that they were going in the wrong direction. So, Scoop saying that they're kicking ass and chewing bubblegum, and they've been ran out of that bubblegum. You damn right they ran out of that Bubblicious. They sure did. So now they're just taking people's butts. And I don't know what type of gaming community that you all are in, but in the gaming community I'm in, they out here taking butts. So that's what we doing up over here. Nick says that PS5 Fortnite discount bundle was a huge seller. Yeah, and didn't the PlayStation didn't they cut it down to like $399? Was it $399 or $349.99? It was something like that. So don't want to hear about Xbox games coming to PlayStation. Yeah, and that's and instead of those guys, I'm gonna give those guys an example. I'm gonna give them an example. Instead of them just saying, I don't like the fact that Xbox is putting games on PlayStation. Like I just did. I literally just said that, right? I don't know why they can't say it. Like they act like they can't say it. So that's disappointing. That's disappointing that they can't say it. Say it. Say it. You know? So, Jenna Hayes says that about to get disciplined by, yeah, I'm telling you what. I mean, I'm Gen X, so Gen X on a Saturday, we would be cutting through people's yards with dogs, okay? We would drink from hoses. I mean, that hose that goes out in your yard that your dad and your mom and you maybe water your grass with, we drank out of that thing because that's what we did. We're Gen X. We were tough. Our parents told us not to come into the house. Boy, you better go outside and do something because your mom was going to clean. You can't clean when you in there tearing shit up. Don't come back at home until the street light comes on. And then you got to sit on the porch, you know, and then your mom and dad would come get you around 11 o'clock, 11:30, you know. So you were outside all the time. We were always outside. You know, these kids are helicoptered. So, yeah, shout out to Boycott Activision. See you here. Let's see here. Sony's not going around. Yeah, well, I know. We're looking at the numbers now. Nothing what anybody else said doesn't matter. Even Persona said they're going in the wrong direction. Obviously, you're looking at the numbers. I want you all to be the final judge and jury. You are the bastard executioners, okay? Are they going in the wrong direction? Yes or no? Okay? Now, they'll try to reform their talking point and say, well, we were talking about live service. Okay, well, Helldivers did just fine. MLB The Show did this fine. What was it? MLB The Show. Gran Turismo did just fine. Concord didn't do well. Fair enough. So they released 4 games that were live service, and 3 of them did well. So they're hitting 75%. Destiny says AC number. Yeah, I know. And we were told that game was woke. That's why I said, if you go woke, you got to go woke or else you will be going broke. So, again, everything is going to be woke. Y'all just better get used to that. So, like I said, Sony is going full woke. And, that's why I'm saying I bought that game, Dragon Age, and I felt myself going woke. Like, I was full woke after, 6 hours. I was completely unadulterated, full woke. So, and I had a good time playing the game. So, and you will too. Make sure you try to check that game out. So you'll enjoy it. Yeah, Captain America: Brave New World's good. Yeah, I know. I saw it Tuesday. I'm gonna go back and see it again today with a live audience. When I went Tuesday, there's no concession stands. You have to bring your own stuff in. So, so that is it. Financially, Sony is cooking, no doubt about that. For a PS gamer who invested, show me the first party games. You got them. You just got a game of the year. All right? I mean, that game came out in October. It won Game of the Year 2 months later. All right, so you got that. You got Stellar Blade published by Sony. You got Rise of Ronin published by Sony. You had MLB The Show made and created by Sony. You got a free upgrade on a God of War a year ago. They gave you a free DLC on God of War. Remember that? I mean, so that's what you guys keep forgetting about. Like the Michael McDonald song, I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore. You all forget about these things. So you're getting that, and already this year, you got a fantastic showcase, that State of Play, and you see all kind of games coming out. Borderlands is coming out. You've got and if it's going to be, well, what about the first party games? Well, I'm pretty sure they said they're not going to have a whole lot to show till after April. So we're coming up on April. Because it is what it is. So, oh yeah. She's just being he's being tongue in cheek, Jenna. So Jenna says those were the days, like All in the Family. Those were the days. Yeah, I grew up watching the Jeffersons, Archie Bunker, and oh man, what else did we watch back in the day? There's a lot of crazy cool shows. Dallas was like the big soap opera, yeah. So Leo Jimmy says, how the grifters gonna try to make Soros woke somehow? Yeah, I don't know. Somehow to be woke. Like the planet will have a female name or something like that. They'll be like, all the planet's gone full woke. So I don't know. But see, the thing is that as gamers, we got them. We literally said, well, let's see your gaming scores. We literally were saying that. Let's see your game score. What's the last game you played and you beat? And then all of a sudden they would disappear because they were here. They were here to get money. And, use rage bait. And again, shout out to MBG for figuring it out finally. These guys are over there on his channel, trying to build off his channel, rage bait off his channel. And to his credit, he said going forward, the actual podcast he do will just be members only. And that way, if the members see another member acting out, they can ban them for life. And he said he's going to do it. So you have to wait and see. But the dude, I'll give the man credit. He basically said he's tired of the bullshit. He had about an hour rant yesterday. It was a really good one. So shout out to him. All right, shout out to him. I always knew he had it in him. And I always understood he was trying to give everybody a voice. There's nothing wrong with that. But when people just keep harping on stupid ass shit, you got to cut them loose, okay? That's in your life as a whole and in your personal lives, your public life, your business life. If people are going to do and say stupid shit, they're going to take you down with them. And just get away from them. So, just get yourself away from them. So, let's see here. McDonald stole that beat from Warren G. No, he didn't. Michael McDonald's song came out in the 70s. Warren G's song came out in the 90s. What are you talking about? So, oh, yeah, I thought I got you. Yeah, Sanford and Son. Oh my God, Sanford and Son. #1 comedy of all time. They tell you at Seinfeld, it is Sanford and Son. My friend went to the University of Michigan. He said he would run across campus after his physiology class. He said, I would run to my dorm to watch Sanford and Son. Like that's all he said. He said he would just be in there cracking up on it. So it is funny. The Different World era, Dwayne and Whitley. Yeah, I remember that. That's the 80s. The 80s. Different World, that is what, 86 to something else. Racist Boycott, Soros, looks amazing. That was in Engine. The actor is the boyfriend of Alana Pierce. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I think that's fine. I don't care about Alana Pierce's personal life. So, I don't. I don't. So she's not my girlfriend. She's not my sister. She's not my cousin. So hopefully she had a good Valentine's Day. Okay. So am I a Civ player? Yes. And I haven't played Civ. I was talking about this last week. I haven't played Civ since PS1 or PS2. Was it Civ 3? I think that's the last one I played. So yeah, I'm looking into possibly scooping that up. That's going to be on my back burner though. The next AAA game I'm buying is Assassin's Creed. What the hell was that? Oh, okay. Even the music of Sanford and Son was funny. Yeah, and they were in that truck arguing with each other. That's what people is. You think Persona was mentioning live service in that statement? Okay, but they released 4 live service games and 3 of them hit. So again, I'm just saying, and they're still doing live service games. So, you want to see how we compare 1987 RoboCop to 2014 Robo? Yeah, RoboCop in '87 was considered one of the most violent movies of all time. Am I copying the new car? Yep. I'm definitely buying college football. Yep, I'll be buying that definitely. So, let's see here. The Sanford and Son theme use a baritone harmonica. Definitely not an instrument. Yeah, I agree. You're right. Yeah. What's happening? Yeah, that was okay. That one wasn't as funny. It was more socio-political. Another one that was really funny is Good Times. I mean, do y'all remember Good Times? So, oh yeah, the A Team. The A Team was trash. Magnum PI was actually pretty cool, although Tom Selleck messed up bad, turned down Indiana Jones. Yeah, Airwolf was the late great Ernest Borgnine. Yeah, I remember that show. And we used to argue on the school bus. We went in a fight between Airwolf and Blue Thunder. I'm like, oh, well, Airwolf would win. They had missiles on there. The Doobie Brothers episode. I don't remember that one. But yeah, and what's happening was always, like those shows, I've said before, we had more, because after the civil rights movement, the television went out of their way to develop shows with black people so that white people could see what it was like in the house of black people. That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to give white America a picture into what black America was like. So you had Good Times, and my mom didn't like Good Times, but see, my uncle loved Good Times because my mom said they don't have anything and they're laughing. And my uncle would say, yeah, they have love, they have each other, and that's all they need. So they have plenty. So Capono said that he said I'm done being passive. Yeah, that's what. Shout out to MBG. Like I said before, I always knew he had it in him. I want to make that clear. I always knew he had it in him to do it, but he was actually trying to give everybody a voice. But in doing that, they got worse and worse and worse because they got more comfortable. So now they have to be members, and now if they say something stupid, he can ban them. That's exactly what he needs to do. So the RoboCop, sci-fi movie. I remember Misfits of Science. Yeah, Knight Rider. Oh yeah, you know they're bringing Knight Rider back, right? They are going to bring Knight Rider back. So, PS5 Pro Monster Hunter sold out in Japan. Wow. I remember Fall Guy. Yeah, Moonlighting. Bruce Willis gets his start on Moonlighting. Yeah, Simon and Simon. Yeah, that was about a detective crew. 2 brothers were private detectives, and they had the nerdy guy with them as well. So Street Hawk was trash. We got to call Street Hawk trash. It was trash. Yeah, Different Strokes. Different Strokes. What was that? The Facts of Life. All that's what we grew up watching. Yeah, we grew up watching that. Yeah, Archie Bunker spun off All in the Family. You had Archie Bunker's Place. You had the Jeffersons. They all spun off of each other. We had Happy Days. We had Happy Days Again. You had Laverne and Shirley. All of it spun off of each other. Yeah. Chips. Yeah. Chips. Yeah, I remember Chips. Ron, you know that porn star Ron Jeremy? He used to be in Chips. He was always the guy they were chasing. He was like they were the heavy, the main guy, the boss. They could never find him, and it was Ron Jeremy. But he got a career doing something else. And poor Ron Jeremy, the hedgehog, he has Alzheimer's. Yeah, Janet Jackson got her start on Good Times. Yeah, she did. Good point. That is a very good show. Your movie was White Men Can't Jump. That was in the 90s. That was actually not bad. That's not bad. Above the Rim, New Jack City. Yeah, Above the Rim, I didn't think was as good as New Jack City. But I ain't gonna never forget Above the Rim. That brother was out there hooping, and he had on corduroys. I mean, this brother had on corduroys. He was hooping. So All in the Film, spun off. Yeah, also spun off Mod, which spun off Good Times. Really, I didn't know Good Times was a spinoff. But I didn't know that. So yeah, cool. I learned something. Cool. What a different time and attitude from your mom and your uncle's time. Yeah. Well, my mom and my uncles, they went through the civil rights era. They went through that. And again, there were white people in the civil rights era too. Do not get that confused. There were white people getting killed trying to help black folks. Don't get that confused. That is reality. I'm sorry they don't teach you guys this, but they don't. So yeah, there's a white guy here in Kentucky who tried to buy a home for a black GI that came out of the Korean War, and the white guy got arrested. But he kept on working with the black community, but he got arrested. So it is effed up. So yeah, the country has grown up a little bit since then. So it has. Shepherd Game was like prime. Yeah. Class R. Don't remember Class R. Florida from Good Times was Maud's housekeeper. Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that. I did not know that. So, all right, fair enough. But see, I learned something new. Yeah, I'm going to Get You, Sucker. Also, I'm going to Get You, Sucker is why we got the TV show in living color, which got you the Wayans Brothers show, which got you this Scary Movie. Is that what it's called? Scary Movie. And also a young comedian named James Carey. You all know him as Jim Carrey. He started on there. So that's what I'm going to Get You, Sucker did. Those other careers don't happen. So yeah. So you weren't told the truth in school. No, it's there. It is there for you. You know, it is there for you. But yeah, they're just not Three's Company, still one of my favorite. That show's so funny. Greatest American hero. Yeah. That guy tried out to be Luke Skywalker. William Catt. He tried out to be Luke Skywalker. It was him. John Travolta tried out to be Han Solo, and Carrie Fisher was auditioned by Sissy Spacek. Carrie Fisher, I'm sorry. Princess Leia's audition. They were an audition team, and they almost got it. And also, they almost got what's his face? I can see his face. The guy that plays Snake Plissken. Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell also read for Han Solo. So, House Party, that's 90s. Soul Train, yeah, that's 70s, yeah. Yeah, that Soul Train was Saturday afternoons at noon, at least in Cincinnati. Chris Rock, yeah, that's 2000s. Jamie Foxx. Yeah, Jamie Foxx got on there, yeah. Jamie Foxx turned down a lucrative contract by SNL to go there. Yeah, it's true. Guys, I do have to go get my hair cut. My appointment's at 10:30 with the beautiful Lucia. See, I have the same hairdresser that's in Grand Theft Auto. Her name's Lucia as well. So I got to hustle over there. It's going to be a chore. I'll probably get in there a little bit late. Boomerang and Life is GOAT. Boomerang, the movie, was actually pretty good. Yeah, the Blues Brothers. Oh, yeah, Smokey and the Bandit. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah. Hey, I'm going to do a part 2 tomorrow because this was abbreviated. But I'll do a part 2 tomorrow at 9:30. So just join me then. There's 50 of you here. Make sure you leave a like. Big shout out to Jimmy for the Big Body 20. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Yeah, Big Trouble in Little China. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Big Trouble in Little China, we'll start with that. Man, that show was fantastic. Deuces.